Hello everyone, Foamy Guy here. In this video I'm going to show you how to paste your feather into your Minecraft world so that you will have a giant feather made out of blocks that you can run around on and ultimately hook up to your physical feather if you would like. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, I encourage you to go back, at least check out the introduction video. It will show you what this feather is, how it connects up to a real feather, and what you can do with it real briefly. So check out that video first if you haven't. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to get your feather pasted into your Minecraft world. In order to, let's first mention again the GitHub repo that has all this information in it, github.com/foamyguy/minecraftfeather RP2040. Specifically in this video, I'm going to be looking at one of the steps inside the plugin setup, and then the steps in order to paste your feather. So that's what we're going to cover first. I'm going to go inside plugin setup right here. And in this one, we're going to focus on this first plugin first. In order to paste our feather, we're going to use a plugin called WorldEdit. This is a plugin that allows you to edit things inside your world. It's kind of like a mega creative mode that allows you to quickly change and select and fill and make mountains and do kinds of stuff that would ordinarily take you kind of a long time, even in creative mode if you had to do it one block at a time. So that's what this mod or plugin, I should say, is about. We're going to be using it because it has the capability of pasting schematic files. A schematic file is basically like a Minecraft blueprint. It's just a file that contains a Minecraft structure inside of it, a building, a list of blocks, essentially. And we're going to be able to paste that into our game using the WorldEdit plugin. So if you're in the same place where we left off in the previous video, then your server will be running. What you need to do is just run the stop command. Run this command right here inside your server terminal. You can just put the word stop, and then it will print this stuff out here, stopping the server. It will print a few things. It'll take it just a second, and then it'll finish after it saves everything out. If you had your players still connected, it's not a problem. They'll get kicked out automatically. They won't be able to connect again until you start running your server again. We want the server to be stopped so that we can install the plugin. So stop your server. Next thing we need to do is download the WorldEdit plugin. I'm going to click the link right here inside the repo. That's going to take us over to the WorldEdit page on this bucket.org server. This is where we can download the WorldEdit plugin. There's a link right up here at the top that says download latest file. I'm going to click that link right there. It's going to download a file. In my case, you can see what it's called is WorldEdit Bucket 7.2.12, and then I actually have a 4 after that. That's just because I've downloaded this file a couple of times. The version is 7.2.12, so that's what you want to download. If you have only downloaded it once, then you won't have that extra number there. That's totally fine. Once you've got it downloaded, you want to go find that file inside your downloads folder, wherever you downloaded to. We want to paste it into our server. So I've got it right here. I'm going to copy it from there. So I did a Control-C to copy, or you could right-click and copy. We're going to go over to our server folder. This is the folder that we learned how to set up in the previous video. So if you don't have your Spigot server running already, then you need to go watch the previous video to learn how to get your server set up. We've already got our server running here. This is the folder for it. Inside the folder, there's a few things. One of them is the build tools jar file that we use to make the server. One of them is the start script that we use to actually execute the server, and one of them is the Spigot jar. Another one of them is this folder right here called plugins. We're going to go inside the plugins folder. We're going to paste the WorldEdit plugin. I am going to edit it to take out the 4. I don't think it really matters, but I don't want it there, so I'm going to edit it. If yours just had the normal file name, then you can, of course, just copy paste it in. Put that inside the plugins folder. The other thing that's in there, which is there automatically, I did not add this. This was just already here. I found it. So Spigot installed this one. WorldEdit Bucket, that's what we're going to put in right there. Next thing we want to do is start the server back up. So we're going to start the server by running our start script. In my case, I'm just going to press up arrow because I have it in my history. Again, check out the previous video if you need to figure out how to install your Spigot server and make your start script and run it for the first time. So we're going to start it up. It is going to take a second. It won't take quite as long as it did the first time, but it will still take it a second. This time around, if you are watching the stuff go by, what you'll notice is there's going to be a section here that talks about some WorldEdit stuff while it's loading the plugin. So this is a good thing here. It's talking about the WorldEdit plugin being loaded. They're suggesting a different Minecraft server called Paper. I haven't used Paper yet. It's probably pretty good, I would assume, if they're going to suggest it inside of here. In my case, I'm just using Spigot for now. I guess Paper is a newer, different one. Theoretically, some of this stuff could probably work inside of Paper. I'm just going to stick to Spigot here because that's what I started with. While I was talking about that stuff, this thing was still going. It printed a lot of the same stuff from the first time around, preparing our spawns, doing our stuff. Eventually it's going to say done, so we're ready to go. This time only took 20 seconds. I'm going to join the server inside Minecraft. So I already have Minecraft installed here. It's loaded up just like where we left off in the previous video. We're going to do multiplayer. We're going to do direct connection. And you should have this URL in here by default. If you don't, you can type it in. It's localhost :25565. Again, if any of this is news to you, you should check out the previous video first. That's where I explain how to do all of this stuff. Okay, once we get in, we should now have the WorldEdit plugin running, and we are inside our world. We're going to want to actually do something else here. We need to put our schematic file inside the plugins directory as well. So I will go back to my folder, and I'm hoping that it will have created, oops, I need to go to my Spigot server folder in the plugins. Ah, yes, perfect. I was hoping it would have created this folder for us, and indeed it did. So when we started our server, it initialized the WorldEdit plugin. It created this directory for us here. We pasted in this jar file just a minute ago. Now that we have run the server, we have this folder as well. We're going to go inside there. We're going to go inside schematics. This is where we're going to want to paste our schematic file. We're going to get the schematic file from the repo. Schematic file is in the repo inside schematics, and there is a folder with all the previous versions. If you want to see the different iterations of it while I was working on it, check those out. If you just want to get it spawned, the latest and greatest, you can just download this one here, pinkfeather.schematic. We are going to download that right there. Okay, we're going to copy that from our downloads directory into our schematics directory, which is again inside our folder for the server, inside of plugins, inside of WorldEdit, and then inside of schematics. That's where we're going to paste it. So paste it right there. You should have pinkfeather.schematic inside the schematics directory, inside WorldEdit, inside plugins, inside the Spigot folder. Once you've got that pasted in, we should be able to go back to the game. And I'm going to make it daytime just so it's a little brighter. Actually, you don't have to do this. It doesn't really matter. Time set day. I just like it when it's daytime inside Minecraft. And we need to go to a spot where we want to paste the feather. So I will say it's a little tough to predict. It spawns near the player. And I think maybe you have control over, like, you know, where it starts, but not necessarily the angle or the direction that it spawns in. So what I like to do is just kind of find a nice open spot up in the air. Creative mode is really good for this because you can fly. So find a spot somewhere where you want to spawn a feather. If you want to, you can play around with the WorldEdit plugin, spawn it a few times, figure out how it works, and plan out where you want to put it and all that stuff. If you just want to get it in and get going, then just put yourself in creative mode, fly up a bit. Make sure you're not like right next to a mountain or anything, and that should be pretty good. So when you found the spot, we want to run this command, which it does say, I believe, here in the repo as well. We'll go back to the plugins setup, this one. Oh no, this one says copy the file into there. We did that already. We do actually want to go back to the main README, and it says here, put that in the folder. We did it. So paste the feather into Minecraft with these commands, // scheme load pink feather, and you want to use the name of your file. So if you took the default file, then it's just called pinkfeather.schematic. You leave out the .schematic and put the beginning of the name of the file, and you're going to run this command inside of Minecraft. So we'll go back here. We press / to get to the chat window thing. We go // I don't know why this one has 2 slashes, but it does. Scheme. You can see here, if your plugin is working, then it will kind of auto suggest the stuff you can do here. So you could actually click these if you want. Scheme load pink feather. It won't auto suggest this one, but you can type it in there, pink feather. You can copy paste this as well. So load it. It says pink feather loaded. Paste it with // paste. So that is exactly what we're going to do. / again to open this. / to make 2 slashes, and then paste, P-A-S-T-E, enter. it will take it a second to go. It will print this stuff out with pink. It will tell you some things about how many blocks. It might lag for a second because it does spawn an awful lot of stuff all at once. So you can see here, like I kind of lagged out a minute there. This is a very large feather and it needs to paste all these blocks. So there it is though, after the lag spike. That's going to depend on what computer you're on, how fast it is, all that stuff. Hopefully it won't be too long. Mine was just a second or two there, you saw. Once that's done, you can kind of look up and over a little bit, and you should find the end of your feather. So there's the USB port, there is the battery cable plug-in, there's that main chip, RP2040 there, our stemma port, all the stuff on our feather. So we've now got this spawned. If we wanted to spawn another one, we can. If you want to make multiple feathers, you can fly to another place, just run the paste command again. You can hook up any of the feathers that you spawn to be connected to the physical one, but you can only have one connected at once. So spawn as many feathers as you like, but you can only use them one at a time. You have to just use a single one to be synced up with that. All right, so we've got our feather spawned in here, and that's really all I want to show you in this video. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you're interested in following along with the rest of the project, you can watch the rest of the videos in the playlist, and I'll continue showing you the steps that you need in order to set this feather up to plug in and connect with a physical feather and actually be able to control one from the other. So check out those if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and yes, I will catch you all next time. Thanks.